The talk is that the Cleveland Browns are favored this week. 2.5 points of the dead opposite records, right? 6-2, 2-6.
Sure, as a Bills fan, I want to go, oh, what are you doing? But no, it makes sense when you stand back and look at it from a distance. First of all, I mean, the teams that the Bills have beat. I mean, you can only beat who's in front of you, but the teams that the Bills have beat have, what, a combined 9 wins in the 6 that the Bills have gotten? And the Browns, listen, this is a team that beat Baltimore, that just ran, a Baltimore team that just ran the Patriots on Sunday Night Football. On top of that, on paper, they have a ton of talent. You have some of the biggest superstars of the NFL on this team, and in key places, a defensive end and Myles Garrett that can ruin your day. Nick Chubb, a guy that can run up the middle, which, by the way, is the Bills' biggest weakness, and they're favored on a neutral field. They're a dog away. Yeah, it makes sense to me that the Bills at 6-2 would be dogs.
They are a dumpster fire, the Browns. They came in with so much bravado. Oh, we're going to be great. I'm the greatest thing in the world. Greatest leader, Baker Mayfield. Oh, by the way, he looked like a guy ought to say anything at the press conference in the last game. It was just unbelievable that this guy is leading this franchise. I say that to say this. This was also the best week to say that the Buffalo Bills are just playing terrible competition and winning games and piling wins. I think they come out in Cleveland, they make a statement. I think that they run all over the Browns, and I could actually see that if the Buffalo Bills are not 10-2 over the next month, I will say I don't understand how you're going to win in a playoff game. You have a soft schedule the next month.
I see 9-2, and listen, I hate this whole argument, like, oh, if you can't beat these teams or this team or get this record, you're not going to a playoff game. You get in, it's anybody's game. Yeah. Here's what scares me about the Browns this week on Sunday. It, like, really, really scares me. They are a desperate team. You're 2-6, which means it's almost impossible to make the playoffs. But it's not completely
And the last game
impossible.
we said that about were the Eagles.
Exactly. You were in the same situation where you have a team with talent with their backs against the wall. Now they're at home. Everybody in that stadium is waiting for them to implode, and they all have a message they have to send. That scares.
Yeah, the one difference is what Tariq said, though, is that they're dysfunctional. The Eagles weren't.
But here's the difference.
And it's just like it's going to happen
You're
for Cleveland. It's
Wentz,
like when or if.
Wentz, Baker Mayfield, who do you think would rise to the occasion as a leader?
Okay, no, you're not wrong about the quarterback position, but every other spot on the field, I would give the tip to the Cleveland Browns. The receivers are phenomenal. Their offensive line isn't bad. Their running back is great. Their defense is not a bad defense. When Wentz is better than Mayfield, the rest of the team roster is better in Cleveland than it was in Philadelphia. And add to that, the biggest problem is this. The Browns are failing. 1, because of the drama going on inside the dressing room. 2, because their coach is a disaster. Freddie Kitchens should not be an NFL head coach. He was a running backs coach, a year and a month ago from now. I feel like it's the coach that is causing the problem, and there's enough talent on that Browns team where they can overcome what the coach is doing to them.
He can't control whether or not a wide receiver wears a watch or what sneakers they're supposed to have on during the game.
True.
This is a real issue for the Browns. It's all about leadership. If they go out and they win and they beat the Bills, it's because the Bills defense didn't bring it that day. But you've said before, you believe the Bills defense is a real defense.
I do.
That means they're going up against a very high potent offense that should be better than they're performing. I don't see how they lose this game this weekend.
Oh, why do you say these things, Tariq, when we need these wins? And here's the other thing, too. I say we need
You
these
need
wins.
the 4 wins. You need the next 4 wins.
You don't need Cleveland. I mean, I would like Cleveland. That would be great. You don't need Cleveland to get to 10 wins. Cleveland
Dolphins?
is a bonus. Okay, yeah, you need Miami. You got to get that one, yes. And then the week after, it's another easy Denver. You need Denver. But if you're going to lose one of these 3 games, Cleveland is the game you can afford to lose, and it wouldn't shock me if it happened.
And again, it was the same thing we were saying about the Eagles. That situation was home and away. It's just, you're right. They're remarkably similar.
I am always right, Bill. When are you going to learn these things?
Does Cleveland put it together eventually?
Not this year. No, I think there's got to be a culture change, and I wouldn't be surprised if they lose their coach by the end of this year because you cannot lose the locker room. That's the same thing for the Jets game. I think the Jets-Giants game, you cannot lose your locker room. There might be a couple of NFL coaches fired before we even get to the last game of the year.
What did somebody in the Browns management team, where they had this team assembled, realize that this is not the situation you want to put a first-time coach into?
I think that they got wide-eyed, right? Baker Mayfield like Freddie Kitchen. Baker Mayfield is a guy who says what he wants, and that attitude's going to push you through. So let's give the kid what he wants. Listen, you gave the players every opportunity and no excuses. They got what they wanted. You got all the stars. You're prime time now. Well, I mean, it's another example of when just because you give the players what they want doesn't mean they're going to succeed for you.
I think the Bills defense steps up because of the winning ugly comment. I think they take offense to that, and they bring that into Cleveland, and then they take it out on Cleveland Browns.
And you?
I'm scared. I still think the Bills are able to pull this one out. I do. I mean, but this is the thing. It's not even a statement win. You beat what would be a 2-17 FD win. So you're in a no-win situation here. You lose this game, you're getting laughed at because you lost to a 2-6 team, 3-6 after it's over. You win this game, nobody outside of people who actually watch football, like closely, are going to go, oh, well, you beat a good team because, like you said, you think the Browns are a dumpster fire. So how do the Bills win here? What's the win on a national media standpoint?
You do realize you're giving yourself anxiety.
Yeah, I know. Like, do you not watch what I do? You know what I do, Tariq? I hate Sundays so much. I love this team. I love watching them.
Well, it goes into putting it on to making a line that you're saying that a 2-6 team is equal to the 6-2 team.
I don't know if
on a neutral field.
I get it. I don't know if it's right, but I get it. God, I hate you guys so much.